Wow, I'm live. Cool. Really, really cool. Yeah. What am I doing today? That is a very good question. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to write a song. And also, I'm apologizing for the camera quality right away. I'm so sorry. It's not going to be good. I'm also going to down a bit, just so then you can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to start off very, very easy. I'm also going to write this down. All right. We're going to be starting with, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stay. We're going to start with chord progressions. Chord progressions, everyone. Now, why am I starting with chord progressions? Because that's how you should start with the song. You can write, we're talking about riffs, really. I'll just show you three simple chord progressions that you can use anywhere. So there's this one, major, minor, major, major. So let me explain. So E major, D flat minor, A major, B major. Simple. Very, very simple. And very, very simple. And you can structure it differently every time. So you can change it so it's like this. Or you can do. My point is that you can change the structure in any way of the chord progression, and it'll sound okay. And that's how you come up with a chord progression. Obviously, there's other stuff. So I'm going to show you two more. There's that. So that's all major. So B flat major. This is, sorry, D sharp major. And then that is E sharp major. No, F major. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. And again, you can obviously change it around, And the other one is just chords. However you want it. Any chords, I can, as long as you can use the first three frets, they're probably going to sound good together. As long as you know major and minors. All right, that's all you need to start off. Just come up with a chord progression of any kind. All right, next is song names. That is right, song names. Let me just write that down, timestamp, because I want to make it a little bit easier. So I'm leaving the timestamps in the description if you want to find something again. All right, why are song names important? That's what I need to explain. Because lots of people think, I'll write the lyrics and I'll find them later. But a lot of people struggle to write lyrics. So let me tell you why. I've written down a few song names. I'm sorry that it won't focus, so I'm just gonna have to. And it's gonna be inverted. So yeah. You and me on the hill. I'm gonna come up with something off the top of my head. You and me on the hill, watching the stars in the sky. You and me on the hill, the first of the rest of our lives, first day of the rest of our lives. Yeah, my point is that when you have a song name and you're like stumbling for lyrics, you can just start there, and that's beautiful. It's amazing that you can just start there. All right, so that's why it helps. All right, because if you're stumbling for words like, say you have a song called "Blue is the Sky," like you'd be like, I don't know, like you're struggling, like you're trying to think of things that would work that are poetic, that have meaning, that are not just stupid. So but then you can just start with blue like the sky, all her eyes, like the ocean reflecting into my soul. Blue like the sky, all her eyes, staring into mine. Like, it just comes naturally when you have a song name and you have experience of songwriting multiple times. And then, obviously, with song names comes song meanings. So we're now going to talk about song meanings. Isn't that fun? 4:50. I'm just writing down the timestamps. Sorry, it gets annoying, but I'm just gonna have to do it. Song meanings are important. Very important. You can write a song about nothing, like no meaning, no poetic meaning, and that's fine. It'll probably come out great. But why you should have a meaning is because it really lets you bring out your emotions. Because you can tell when a song is written for fun, or when it's actually written from the heart or of emotion. You say if it's about fear, you can tell when someone is actually scared because you can tell the lyrics have deeper meanings. I'll give you an example. I have more song names here. Slipped into a river. Slipped into the river. They all laughed at me, but I found myself and found out you don't always get your perfect victory. They laughed at me, but I'm here to say to them, you won't always win, it won't always be easy. Accepting defeat is the first part of victory. Like, that's about accepting defeat and learning from it. Because this is gonna be honest, it took multiple takes since I've messed up a bit earlier. So yeah, it's about accepting defeat and learning from it. That's what that's about. And it's amazing that I can just get that far off the top of my head because I had a different song written entirely different when I did it last time because it was improvised. And okay, I have one called "Fall in the Forest." Fell in the forest. I don't know where I am. I fell in the forest. I do not understand. I fell in the forest. I don't know where I am. I fell in the forest. I don't understand. I want to know who I am today. I want to be free from this hellscape. But maybe it's not hell after all. Maybe I find myself when I'm surrounded by the world, the world, the world. And here's one I actually really liked. Take my coat. Take my coat, take my hand, take me, take my arms and my hand. Let's go to Wonderland together, together, together again. See, that's about a first date because, take my coat. It's a very stereotype. And that's what you need to use stereotypes to your advantage. Because those are things that people know. Those are things that people can relate to because they've heard of it before. Like, oh, giving a girl a coat on a date. A man giving a lady his coat on a date. That is a stereotype. And obviously, I changed it to man to lady because that is the stereotype. Though it can literally be any way. Okay, you can change the stereotype. So like, if you're trying to represent that, emotion of feeling different from others, like you could change the stereotype so it'd be like say if it's supposed to be a song like coming out, like Billy Joe Armstrong with the song "Coming Clean" when he was coming clean because he was coming clean about his bisexuality to all the fans Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, and so you could do something like that, like he handed me his coat and I handed him mine. He hands me his coat to take his hand in mine. A first date marking the first of forever. You know, and that it's fine. Whatever. That's what I like about songwriting is that people will judge you for how it sounds. They will never judge you for the lyrics unless the lyrics don't have a meaning. If they have a meaning, no one will judge you for it. And if they do, like if it's about a subject like that, similar to that, then the chances are that they're just bad people. Yeah. So that's really awkward. All right. So 950. Know what we're talking about now. Structure. Yep, that's right. have to write down the timestamps, and I'm still gonna apologize. I'm so sorry that it's an inconvenience a lot for you. I'm so sorry. Structure. All right, now structure is very important for a simple song. For people who don't know how to write a song, let me just say this: intro, verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus again, chorus again, bridge, chorus, but with no vocals, just solo. That's a solo section. You can put a guitar solo, piano solo, bass solo, whatever you would like. Then another chorus, and then the outro, which is no vocals, just the intro, but it ends on the chord you started on. So like, I shouldn't say the chord, the note you started on. So you can bring it an octave lower, you can bring it an octave higher, whatever you would like. And that's what I need you to remember. Structure is so important. I'll just dive into every structure. Intro and outro. They're just supposed to be calm, in my opinion. I think you can start with a right to the thing intro, but that's considered a verse most of the time. But intros are meant to just be a little bit of a build up to that. And that's to the verse. And the verse is meant to tell a story. The verse is meant to stand out compared to the song. The pre-chorus is to take the transition of that story and then take it towards the direction of the chorus, which tells a story of its own. But also, more importantly, the chorus is meant to get stuck in the listener's head. The chorus is meant to stick with you. So, and that's good. That's what it's meant to be. And the bridge, that's a build up towards the solo. You want the bridge to be punchy. You want to bring for cymbals, for drums, you want to bring in the crash because it just adds intensity to it. Or open hi-hat, you want to bring in power chords if you're doing electric guitar. But sometimes you just want the bridge to be calm if you're doing a solo. For acoustic song, you want it to be calm because then the solo just comes out of nowhere. It's like a punch, and it's like just gives the listener a feeling of like it's kind of astounding, and that's how I feel sometimes. All right, I do have other stuff I want to tap into that I forgot to tap into on my last takes. So I'll mark this as 12:30 since that's technically when it is. All right, rambling, ramble. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, what does that mean? Well, obviously, it means talking about random stuff for a very long period of time over and over again. What does it mean in songwriting? It means when you're stuck, write anything. Anything just for 2 minutes or 4 minutes, or however long a song is, just write. Give yourself like a minute or two longer so then you can take your time a little bit. But also just write whatever's on your head. Whatever's on your mind, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're looking at, and then just act off of that. Thinking that's kind of a hard thing to do, but what it does is it gives you something to work off of. You may find something in there that you like, and then you build off of it. That's how you start songwriting. When you're stuck, you just gotta do whatever the heck you want, and then you'll eventually find what works for you. And that's what's important. That is what is so, so important. So for people starting off songwriting, my tip: chord progressions, song name, song meaning, structure. You have to learn about structure. Pre-chorus and chorus repeat itself. And then you gotta know that if you're stuck on the lyrics, just do whatever the heck you want. Write whatever the heck you want. Like, even if it doesn't rhyme, like it just doesn't matter because in the end you can come back and change it. And that's what's so good about songwriting. That's what's so important about songwriting. Now, I'm going to get into another subject right here. Experimentation. Experimentation. So, if you find something that you like, that works, I recommend stick to it for a while, okay? Maybe not a while, maybe like say if you're doing albums, I'd say stick to 1 to 3 albums depending on how fast you release them. If you do albums by the year, I'd say just do 1 or 2, maybe 1. Say, and that's if you want to experiment. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Now, experimentation is when you take a theme, a genre, for example. So you want rock, so I'll just play one of my songs. But then you want to be like, I want to do acoustic. You can, and that's experimentation. Going from a genre to another, it's experimentation. But my tip for you with experimentation is that don't go crazy with it. When something works that you enjoy writing, if you enjoy writing it, that's what's most important. If people enjoy it, that's also very important. If it's easy to you, that's important. Don't switch to a completely different genre that's like you don't know where to fit in the words and you don't know how to fit in the words or what to sing about that or where the words should go even. You've got to be careful about that. You want it to work. So just be careful with experimentation. If you get stuck on something, then just go back to what you know. And my tip for you is that don't let someone change your mind about experimentation. Like if someone's like, dude, this sucks, but you really like it and you think that you're good at it, keep going. If someone says it's bad, just keep pushing through, no matter what. And that's what I give. That's my advice for life. If people are telling you that it's not working out, prove them wrong. If people tell you that you suck, prove them wrong. If people tell you that you're not going to be able to do what you love, you're not going to be able to achieve your dreams, prove them wrong. That's all you need to do in life to be happy. Prove them wrong. And that's what's experimentation. If people and that's what songwriting is all about, actually, proving people wrong. If people say you're not going to be able to do it, prove them wrong. If people say I don't like this, prove them wrong. You're going to make them like it because your skill is what they like. They like the amount of skill that you're able to show. That's not really true, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that they like the music you make, and they just want the best that they can get. They want it to appeal to them. But the more you push and the more you experiment with it, and the more comfortable you become with it, like the more you understand what you're doing and how it should sound, the more people are going to like it. So don't let people saying that it sucks, that you should go back to what you normally do, change your mind. Because in the end, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get better at that. And then that's why they like it, because it's good. So you make your first album. Here's an example. You make your first album, it's meh. Say it's in the genre of rock. And your second album's in the genre of rock too. And it gets better. And people notice. They're like, yeah, I like this. But the first one, they're like, no, just stop, okay? You're not like, no, they won't tell you stop. Second album, they tell you stop. Try something else. Instead, you keep going. Third album, it's another rock album. This one, they're like, it's okay. So they don't leave any comment. They're fine with it. By your fourth album, I would say. That's depending on how much you write, depending on how much you release. If you write songs and then you don't release them, it really just depends. Your fourth album's worth of song. That's when you are set. That is when you have reached the level of skill you need. That is when you have won. Because by your fourth album's worth of songs, you know how to write in that genre. You know how to play in that genre. You know how to make that genre you. You know how to make it represent you. And that is so, so, so important. And this is still a part of experimentation section. This is a part of experimentation because another part of experimenting is seeing how far you can go before someone breaks you. And this is definitely a completely different conversation, but it's not, surprisingly, because I've been told, stop, go back to what you normally do. Like, go back to, like, I've done acoustic and people tell me, stop, just go back to rock. Your acoustic songs just sound the same. That's because I can't write many acoustic songs because it's an experiment. It's an experiment. It all comes back down to breakups, relationships and stuff, because that's just what I think acoustic songs should be. Sorry if I keep stuttering a bit. Sorry. But really, you just gotta push yourself, and you gotta just ignore what everyone says. In the end, you'll be happy and you'll win. So there's some life advice and songwriting advice for you. All right. I'll put a timestamp for when that goes off the rails. So if you guys want to skip it, trust me, I understand why. All right. So next part. What is the next part? I'll mark it as 20, but I remember, pretty sure something else I want to talk about. Yeah, the recap, obviously. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. All right, recap. Chord progressions. Then song names. All right, you need a name of the song because if you don't know where to go with lyrics, it provides a perfect place to start. Perfectly fine place to start. And when you listen to songs, you will hear that most of your some of your favorite songs, maybe even start with uh, their name. One of my favorite songs, "American Idiot" by Green Day. Don't want to be an American idiot. Instantly starts with it. First line, and I still love it because it's still because I just like it because it sounds good because they were experienced. They knew what they were doing. All right. Song meaning. You need a meaning to help draw out why it's important to you, to help draw out the lyrics in the verse specifically. You need a meaning just to help you, you know, put yourself in the shoes of what's going on in the song. And part four, structure, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, solo, outro. Just remember those and just put them anywhere and it works. All right. Remember, rambling. Right. Rambling. All right. When you're stuck, ramble, ramble, ramble over and over again. It doesn't matter what it's about. Just keep doing it. Like I rambled about experimentation, which is the next thing. Obviously, I'm recapping, which we just talked about. Experimentation. Don't let other people tell you that it sucks because if you keep putting your mind to it, it'll work out. Now, if people don't like it, like at all, work on it in the background. If you don't feel comfortable producing it at all, work on it in the background while you just do your regular stuff. Then you want to blow people away with your skill. That'll honestly make them think, wow, it's a pretty good change. You want to work on it in the background because then if you work on a lot of different stuff in the background, you mix it all in together, people will see you getting better and better at multiple different subjects and they'll just be so impressed. All right. So that's really my songwriting tips. I don't really have many else. I'm sorry that it was very long. I'm sorry that I rambled on in experimentation. I will add a skip option, and I'm so sorry about it. I'm honestly really sorry. And please have a good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Just have a good day. Right. Bye. And also, probably should have mentioned this before I said bye. If you did enjoy this or found it helpful, please just hit subscribe, hit the like button. It would help me out a lot since I'm obviously a small YouTuber. I know you probably don't really care that much, and I'm fine with that. If you don't hit it, it's obviously fine. But if you do, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. Have a good day.